such a privilege to welcome on this broadcast Anita Bose Paf, daughter of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, who joins us from Germany. Ma'am, Jai Hind, welcome on India today.
Jai Hind to you.
Welcome on India today. Ma'am, Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, his statue at India Gate. We are filled with pride. You're his daughter. What goes through your heart?
Well, this is a very important location and a very historic location. So the fact that Netaji's statue is being put up at this place is a great honor to him, of course. And I think also very gratifying to replace with some delay his erstwhile enemy, King George V. So I think there is a great meaning in that, to accord Netaji that respect, and he will be sort of, as a statue, will be able to watch the important part of the capital of free India.
You know, when we read about Netaji in books, the struggle for our independence, the armed struggle for our independence, to talk about defeating the British by use of force, is that finally being recognized in your view, ma'am?
It is being recognized in a very formal and official way, but I think Netaji was in the heart of so many of his countrymen and countrywomen. I never failed to be impressed and touched by the fact that even today so many men and women who have never seen him, have never met him, never been exposed to his magnetism, are still touched by him, and I think that we should also not forget. But of course this statue will have a specific symbolic meaning also, and I would also in that connection want to mention that it is also a credit and a recognition to the Indian National Army, of course. Unfortunately, too few of the veterans are still alive.
So true, so true. And such a shame that we couldn't recognize and honor those braves the way we should have when a lot of them were still alive post 1947. But ma'am, Netaji's contribution, Netaji being at under the canopy where King George stood, his statue stood till 1968. Now Netaji's guidance to New India. When we have the next Republic Day parade in 2023, Netaji's proud statue would be there. So our military might, our rich cultural heritage, we as a nation will salute him. He as the leader will be saluting the nation back. Ma'am, as his daughter, your thoughts on that, on his thinking, and is his thinking influencing New India?
My thoughts, particularly for the young people, are that this should also, in its very symbolic meaning, be a reminder of what Netaji stood for. And I would hope that many of the young Indians today would also decide that in their own way, as far as each and everyone can, they will contribute to the well-being and the harmony of the country, because that is a task that will never be done and will always need the contribution of each and every single person.
Oh, absolutely. Men and women, shoulder to shoulder for India's independence. Do you see some of that happening? When Netaji in his times used to say that women will have as much role as men in India's freedom struggle, they will fight shoulder to shoulder, all responsibilities they will shoulder. Is some of that now happening, with women now becoming fighter pilots and having a role for example, in the latest aircraft carrier, there's a separate section, women officers will be on board. Are Netaji's dreams being realized somewhat?
I think not only in India but throughout the world there has been an improvement in the recognition of the role of women, and we have made some headway in emancipation and equal rights, but that is another issue which will never be done. It is a slow process, but I would certainly hope that India will be one of the countries which will continue to make great efforts in that direction, because I think there is a great potential in Indians as a whole, but also especially in Indian women. Netaji used to say, if you educate a man, you educate one person. If you educate a woman, you educate a whole family. So I think the role of women will continue to be an important one, and I should hope that the society as a whole will recognize that it will be to the good of all.
Rajpath being rechristened Kartavyapath, is that happening at the right time? Should it have happened earlier? Is this just getting rid of the relics of the Raj, or is this actually reminding the nation that while you have your rights, equally important, you have your responsibilities and your duties to the nation?
I mean, as time goes by, one always sort of renews things and gets new ideas. New Delhi certainly had a certain charm as a city, but of course, things cannot always stay to be the same, and it is an important thing also to move ahead. Of course, I've only seen pictures, and that doesn't give the full impression, but I hope during my next visit to India, I will walk across that whole area and see how the changes are in close up.
For joining me here on this India Today special broadcast, ma'am, many thanks, and I sincerely hope we're able to meet and I'm able to interview you when you are in India next. And
I hope so too.
Where Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose's statue is, it would be such an honor and a privilege.
And Jai Hind to all of you.
Jai Hind, ma'am. Jai Hind.